welcome back to my channel. Why am I speaking like this? I don't know. Today I'm going to be doing the Milky Way book tag, which was made by me. Thank you. Does this already exist? Let me just 1 minute. Okay, no it doesn't. So it's called the Milky Way book tag, but really it's just kind of our solar system. But I thought Milky Way book tag sounds better than solar system book tag, so that's why we're doing it. So I've done a prompt for each planet that we have in our solar system, and I've selected some books. So if you wanna, I'm not gonna tag anyone. You know what? Heck it, I'm not heckin' tagging anyone. If you wanna do it, go ahead and do it. Go ahead. So the first prompt is Mercury, a book with themes of loneliness, because Mercury has no satellites. Well, it has no moons. I don't know if it doesn't have any satellites as such. Anyway, I picked Tokyo Uranus Station for this. This is a book. It is a book. And it's set in Japan, stating the obvious here. And it's about this little ghouly ghost, and he goes ghosting around Tokyo Uranus Station, looking at all the happy people and all the families, and he's just so alone and he can't find happiness. He's just miserable basically, and it's just so lonely. And like, I've done a video on this. I don't know why people were heckin' watching that, to be honest, but it seems to be doing quite well. If you want to watch that, I'll talk about it more there. This wasn't supposed to be a plug for that video, but that's how it's ended up. Next is Venus, and the prompt for this is a book set in a hot climate. What's on the back of that? Oh, it's the videos I haven't done yet. Because Venus is the hottest planet. So, for this one, I've chosen The Alchemist. Some people really hate this book, and it just makes me sad, because I really like The Alchemist. This is a book about this young, what is he? Not a farmer, a herder or something. He owns his own goats, whatever you call that. And then, I can't remember how he goes about it, but he just treks for treasure. He goes and tries to find this treasure that he's destined to find. And he just learns lots of things along the way, and I just think it's beautifully written. It's by Paolo. One day we'll be able to pronounce his name. It's just fantastic. It's just brilliant, and I love it. Whereabouts does it set? I don't heckin' know. I know he ends up in Egypt, so that's hot. I've been to Egypt. It's not actually that hot. I mean, it's pretty hot. It's pretty hot. Next is Earth. And because there's lots of life going on in Earth, I thought we could do, you know, multiple perspectives. So the prompt is a book with multiple perspectives. So there's so many heckin' books I've read with multiple perspectives. The one I've chosen is Girl, Woman, Other. This is a fantastic book about black and queer women, about how they navigate through their lives. It's just blimmin' fantastic. It's very heartbreaking at the same time. You need to be aware there's sexual assault in this book, and there's physical violence, I believe, in this book. I think those are the two main trigger warnings I have. Also racism as well. If you can think of anything else, let me know. But it is absolutely fantastic. If you want to learn more about black and queer lives, definitely recommend this book. Okay, next is Mars. You know how we're trying to well, we're not really trying that hard. You know how we kind of want to live on Mars, like once we kill the Earth? But we haven't really found a way to do that yet. It's kind of a letdown, isn't it? It's kind of a letdown, because, you know, we should use all of the planets for our own benefit. That's a joke, thank you. So this prompt is a book that had potential but didn't deliver. And for me, this was Vox by Christina Doucher. This is a dystopian book, and women can only say 100 words a day. That is an extremely interesting premise. I thought, ooh, that sounds good, dystopian, like it. I read it and I was like, just didn't like it. I didn't like it. And also Christina Doucher has supported J.K. Rowling now, and I'm like, shut up. So yeah, bye. It's just, the thing is with that, is that the ending, I don't remember anything about it apart from it being too fast paced and me being like, what on earth is happening? I don't even remember what happened in the rest of the book. It was just rubbish. Right. Oh. After that, have I missed a planet out? Mars, Jupiter, Saturn. That's right, isn't it? Jupiter comes next. Thomas! I think he's in a meeting. Let me just look up the heckin' planets, because I don't think I've got this the right way around. Solar system, planets, in order. Mars, yeah, Jupiter, oh wait, which one? Yeah, Jupiter, okay, I'm not being stupid, it is Jupiter, okay. So Jupiter, you know, is the biggest heckin' planet that we have in our solar system. So, a big chonk that you enjoyed, a big chonking book that you enjoyed. For me, this was the Poisonwood Bible by, what's that heckin' name? Why do I always forget a name? Barbara Kingsolver. Look at that cover, man. Look at that heckin' cover. This is a book about an American missionary family who go to Congo and try to convert everyone to Christianity because that's the kind of people their dad is. Yeah, their dad. Their dad is just heckin' annoying and horrible, but the rest of the family, oh, it's just so interesting because they kind of all hate him and they want to integrate with the Congolese more, and it's just flippin' fabulous in my opinion. Yeah, it's just, that's also set in a hot climate. Maybe I should have done that one for a hot climate. Anyway, it's just brilliant, and the way that the characters interweave with each other. There's someone walking past and watching me. It's just brilliant. And if you want a book that's completely different to anything else, it's historical fiction as well, maybe you should pick that up. Next, Saturn. I didn't really know what to do with this one, but Saturn has the most moons out of all the planets. So I decided, you know, lots of things orbit Saturn, you know. Saturn is like the god or something. So, you know, it's quite popular, isn't it? So a book with an oh wait, no, I haven't read the wrong one. A book that gets a lot of attention that you enjoyed. So for this I picked Game of Thrones. This was fantastic, this book. I loved it. It was very similar to the series, but you know, that's alright. It's good because it introduces the characters' names. Because in the show, I found it really hard to kind of pick up their names. Like, even now, like with The Simpsons, I don't heckin' know half of their names, but I know what they look like. So, yeah, it wasn't good just because it had names in it. It's just, you know, all the different things that happen. That's also multiple perspective, which is fantastic. What is it about? It's about these different dynasties, or rather, not dynasties, different families who think that they have, who think that they're heir to the throne of the kingdom, and they're all fighting their way to get to the top. And it's just fascinating, and I love it, and it's just really complicated, but in a good way, and I just really liked it. Also, this was like the highest rated book on my Goodreads that I've read that I enjoyed the most, if that makes sense. That's why I picked that one. Next up is Uranus. A book with an embarrassing title that you've read. People were like, Uranus, and I'm like, just call it Uranus. What's wrong with Uranus? Anyway, for me, this is The One We Fell in Love With by Paige Toome. So this was, I read this when I didn't really know what I liked reading. And it was horrible. I had a horrible time. It's this romance book about these triplets who all fall in love with the same man. Gross, gross, disgusting. Basically, it's just so rubbish. Oh. And the thing is, Paige Toome's really popular, and then I'm just like, why? I hate romance. I hate romance. This is the epitome of romance, and that title, The One We Fell in Love With, how gross. How gross is that? Disgusting. And the spoiler at the end, like the major sad thing that happened at the end, I was like, oh, good. Someone died, and I was glad it happened because they were annoying. Anyway, next up, Neptune. Neptune's real heckin' cold, and the last planet in our solar system. So, what am I doing? The prompt is a book that gives you chills. Oh, chills. For me, I picked The Truth About Keeping Secrets by Savannah Brown. Fantastic. I need to reread this. I've done a whole heckin' review on it. I mean, it's pretty bad, but I did a review on it. It's about this girl, and her daddy gets killed in a car crash. But she's in denial that he died in a car crash, and she's trying to find these ways of, well, other explanations of how he could die. That's good English. And she just becomes obsessed with death, and it's the atmosphere is just fantastic. It's so bleak and dark, and this girl as well is at high school, I believe, I can't remember where it was now, somewhere in America. Where is it? Or is it Canada? No, it's Canada, I think. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, it was really good. LGBTQIA plus in it, fabulous. It's done really well. There's romance in this book, but it's done well. I don't mind romance when it's like this, when it's not just, oh, I love him, oh, I love him too, oh, let's get together and just be happy and love each other. It's just, no, I hate that. But when there's like conflict, when you've got to question if they will be together, oh gosh, maybe not that, but you know, just something where it's not just romance focused, and this is done so well. Fantastic. Aha! But we've not finished there, people, because we've got one more prompt. Pluto! So Pluto isn't technically a planet, but you know what? I think it should be. I'm gonna, you know, start a GoFundMe. No, not a GoFundMe. I'm gonna start a petition to say Pluto is a planet. I'm not really. But anyway, this prompt is Pluto, a book that doesn't get enough credit. And for me, this is The Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes. This was my favourite book of last year. But the thing is, I just feel like people were like really dismissive of it. And it's a shame because I thought it was a really well written book. And really interesting, and I love the premise. It's about Mr. Cornelius, who's the president of Panem, and you know what, maybe it didn't add to the trilogy, but I didn't care. I heckin' loved it. I thought it was brilliant. So let's give it a little more love, please. Unless you hated it, then that's fine. But I just think people are a bit dismissive of it because everyone else is dismissive of it, or because they think it doesn't add to the original trilogy. And I just think, it's your own opinion, but just don't follow the crowd, man. You don't have to follow the crowd. Or follow me, because my opinions are better. Yeah, don't really. So there we go. That was the Milky Way book tag. I enjoyed creating it. I really fancy a Milky Way now. Tasty. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next video. A good and tag. Goodbye.